right, so I'm very, very excited, and this is the first of many times we'll have you on because we just need more time with you. But explain, first of all, the audience watched it before you came out. We had everybody see it, but explain to people at home watching what The Secret is.
The Secret is it's based on a law, and it's the law of attraction, and it explains how we attract everything into our life, good and bad. Whatever comes, we've attracted it. We're like magnets. The entire universe operates by law. It's in an orderly manner. Dr. Wernher von Braun, the father of the space program, said that the natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships, sending people to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. And one of the laws is the law of vibration. Like your body is in a vibration, and your mind controls the vibration you're in. When we refer to vibration, we refer to it as a feeling. Like if you say, I'm not feeling good, you're in a bad vibration. Like that, you can change it to a good vibration by choosing good thoughts. But the beautiful part about this is the vibration we're in is dictating what we attract, whatever we think about. Most people are thinking about debt, and so they're attracting it. They should think of abundance, and they'll attract that.
And what is the most important thing you think about that attraction?
Well, the most important thing about it is to be aware that your thoughts are really controlling your vibration, and it's your thoughts that's dictating what you attract. So we should be, constantly looking at what's going on in our mind. What are we thinking about? We generally let the outside world control the inside world, and we've got to switch that. We've got to let the inside world control the outside world. Start to see what you want rather than what you don't want.
Right. You have something, John, to show us how you can change the way you look at things, right?
Absolutely. One of the things that we found out about the brain specifically is we get conditioned to see things a certain way. And our brain looks for images or things in our physical world that match up with the image that we have in our mind. And so I'll ask you a question. How many of you have seen the FedEx logo somewhere in your life? Just a show of hands. So you know it pretty intimately, right? How many of you have seen the arrow in the FedEx logo? Maybe about 10 or 20 people. So here's the FedEx logo that you're all familiar with. How many of you now see the arrow? How many of you still don't see the arrow? So you're used to walking around your whole life thinking you're seeing everything there is to see, but you're actually not seeing everything there is to see. Look between the E and the X at the white. Oh. So here's the problem and the solution.
No, I haven't.
The problem is that we have to open our minds up to understand that everything we ever want, everything we need is here right now. We just have to be open to see more than we're seeing right now. And we could train ourselves to see more. And the secret's about the law of attraction and about putting yourself in the right vibration to attract and to see more.
And what are the three major laws to do that, John?
Well, there's three things you always want to keep in your mind. Number one is the law of attraction, and that is dictated by the vibration that you're in. So whatever you focus on, each one of us has about 100 trillion cells that act as little magnets. And those little magnets emit a frequency that attract to that frequency whatever it resonates with. So the first law is focus on exactly what you want, not on what you don't want. That's number one. Number two is you've got to focus on understanding that there's something called the law of gestation or incubation, or otherwise known as the law of time. If we planted a carrot seed, it would take about 70 days for the carrot seed to go from seed to carrot. Well, your thoughts have a gestation period. So don't be impatient. Don't wonder how fast is it going to happen. Allow the law of time, the law of the universe, to work with you. And then the third law that you have to understand is you've got to get off your butts. And you've got to take action, and that's the law of action. And those three laws working together will help you achieve whatever you choose in your life.
Yeah. It's so amazing, because, and what you were saying, last night, we had dinner last night, but it really, like you just said, if so many people are worried about not being in debt, that's all they attract. Right. So you think you're asking for something, but like, oh, please don't let this happen. Well, the universe here is, this one thing.
Well, the crazy part about it is, if a person's in debt, they generally have a goal of getting out of debt. That's the worst goal in the world. Because if you're thinking debt, you're going to attract it. And persons say, but it's to get out of debt. It doesn't matter whether it's get out or get in. If you're thinking debt, you're going to attract it. And that's why the vast majority of people have debt their entire life. What you should start to do is see abundance. I have an affirmation that I just keep going over and over and over, that I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. We're programmed to have one source of income. You could have hundreds of sources of income. We've got to look at life, and we've got to start to think differently. And when we do, we start to attract different.
There's something else, Ellen, and that's when you're thinking about debt, what you're looking at is the results of past thinking and past actions. And so if you keep thinking about what you've thought about and did in the past, you will set up the vibration to attract and do more of the same. And so you want to be aware of what you did, but you want to change the thinking because that's what changes the vibration, and then you want to change your strategies because that's what causes the results.
The repetitive thinking.
Right.
We have to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about steps you can do to help improve your relationship, to make more money, to improve your health. And I want to give people the example of the vision board and what happened to you. And also with our life list, what we started here in the beginning of the season, it really does help to write things down. When you see it written down, it helps tremendously, but we'll talk about that. We'll be right back. We're back with Bob Proctor and John Assaraf from the movie The Secret, which you must see. And this is an amazing story, that a vision board and how important it is to, when you keep seeing things like that, it goes into your thoughts, which...
Right. Well, as we talk about in the movie The Secret, we talk about the law of attraction. And one of the things that I started to do about 10 years ago was whatever I wanted to materialize in my physical world, whether it was a car, a watch, I know you like houses, and I like houses. I would cut out a picture of whatever it is that I wanted, and I'd put it on a vision board or a dream board, and every day I would sit in my office, and for just about a minute to 2 minutes, I would close my eyes, and I would actually visualize, I would see myself acquiring or living in the home of my dreams, or driving the car that I wanted, having the money in the bank that I wanted. And I would really get emotional with it. I would really see it and feel it, because the emotion is what you really want to get behind this. And I did this for a few years, and then I moved from where I was living at the time and moved 3 times over a period of 5 years and put my vision boards in boxes, stored away. I moved to San Diego and then renovated my home for about a year. And when my house was renovated, we brought all the vision boards back into the house with all the rest of the furniture, and they allocated all the boxes to where they belonged. Well, one morning, my son, Keenan, came into my office, and he sat on these boxes, and he said, "Dad, what's in the boxes?" I said, "Well, they're my vision boards." And he says, "What's a vision board?" He was 5 years old. I said, "Well, when I want to acquire something, when I want to make more money, or when I want to build a company, or I want to have a nice home, I put a picture of it." And I explained this to him, and he didn't understand. So I said, "Well, let me just show you, sweetheart." And his name is Keenan, and he was just beautiful about it. So I opened up the first box and pulled out a board, and there was a picture of a car that I had acquired, and that was great. That wasn't that big of a deal. When I pulled out the second board, the house that was on the board I had cut out of a magazine, a picture magazine, 5 years earlier. And I'd actually bought that house and renovated it and didn't even know it. I cut it out of Dreams Homes magazine, the house. And I started to cry. I started to go, oh my God, everything that I've learned, everything that I've been studying about building companies and about making money and about attracting things came to pass. And I called him. I said, "Bob, you're not going to believe this." And he says, "Oh, yes, I will." And so I fully believe that the more times you allow images on the screen of your mind and you get emotional with it, the universe will bring forth everything you need to achieve those visions and those dreams, no matter how big it is or what it is.
I completely agree. I mean, and when I watch this movie, it's everything I believe in. It's why I'm here. It's how everything happened in my life. I've seen it. I've said it to myself. I've thought it. And I truly believe that there is no limitation. Yeah. All right, we have, like I said, it's not nearly enough time. You will come back. And later in the show, we'll have a couple of minutes. We want to talk about how you can affect your health, because I know a lot of people out there are saying, if you can do that, then how can I make myself feel better? And we can talk about relationships later in the show. Everybody in the audience is getting a copy of Rhonda Byrne's book, The Secret, as well as the DVD. And All right, I'm going to be going to New Orleans on Wednesday with my friends at Tide Coldwater, and we're going to turn the lights on in one of in New Orleans' most historic landmarks. New Orleans is my hometown, and Jackson Square has not been turned on since Katrina hit. So here's what you can do to help us out. If you do just one load of laundry in cold water, the energy you save from that one load is going to help us keep the lights on in this historic part of New Orleans. So please do that for us, and you can find out more. You go to tidecoldwater.com. All right, so quickly let's talk about relationship and health.
People enjoy better health if they would learn to relax. Dis-ease is a body that's not at ease. The body is a molecular structure. It vibrates. And when it's uptight, it starts to break down. We want to learn to totally relax. And something your last guest just talked about, you've got to exercise. I think you have to give yourself exercise. You've got to get involved. I have a trainer in Toronto, Eli Palmer, and he said, you're working on your head all the time. You've got to start working on your body. He's right. And if a person will learn to relax and get involved in proper exercise and start to visualize healthy concepts, they're going to live in a healthier body.
All right. John?
Relationships. As we all know, they can be either the most amazing things or the most painful. The first thing in relationships is you've got to fall in love with the most important person in your life, you first. You have to fall in love with you first. Then and only then will you be able to attract somebody else into your life. The second part is you've got to make a clear picture in your mind of what it is that you want, not what you don't want. I met my wife after I got divorced, and as you know, that's very painful, by writing down exactly what it is that I wanted in another partner. And after we met, I showed her this document that I wrote out about what I wanted, and she thought I wrote it after we met, and I'd actually written exactly what I wanted before. And so that is absolutely critical. And then the other thing is if you're in a relationship right now, find the things to focus on that you love about your partner right now, as opposed to all the things you don't love.
Thank you. Fantastic. Come back. I want to thank Mini Driver, Giselle Bundchen, Bob Proctor, John Assaraf from The Secret. See it, read it, it'll change your life. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.